Hey peeps, how's it going? Serena here. I hope everybody's doing fabulous on this Tuesday afternoon. It's sunny in London, which we are grateful for. So, huge topic, and I'm not gonna delve massively deep into it because it would take forever. But I want to touch on it because it's something that comes up in our conversations, especially right now with the lockdown and with all the stresses that you guys are dealing with. And then I will delve deeper into this topic in Saturday's nutrition workshop, which I do as a recurring appointment for our All Ship Wellness Plus members. And I'm gonna open up 5 spots to anybody who types yes in the comments for you guys to join us free of charge. Otherwise, if you want more information about what All Ship Wellness Plus looks like and how you can access it, I'll put the link in the comments. But if you just want to attend the nutrition workshop, simply type yes. And I will cover more on the topic of the difference between binging and overeating and what it looks like and why it should matter to you. So, first of all, it is incredibly normal to experience some moments of overeating and even to experience some moment of binge eating. I really want to start off by clearing the stigma around it. It doesn't mean that anything is wrong with you. It doesn't mean that you need fixing. It doesn't mean that something is broken. It just happens. It happens because as human beings, we don't just eat to live. We're not like all other animals in nature who simply eat to survive. Eating is deeply intertwined with our thoughts and emotions. We are highly emotional being, and having episodes of binge eating or overeating are simply a manifestation, a display of the emotional connection that we have with food, which for the most part is a great thing, but it can of course sometimes backfire. And it's important to become present with this fact and just acknowledge it without any shame and without any guilt, because only then will you be able to do something about it and will you be able to perhaps make some improvements if you wish to. But you don't want to come from a place of shame, guilt, berating, or any negative emotions such as that, because those negative emotions or any negative emotion are the fundamental reason why you overate or why you went on a binge to begin with. Generally, the reason why we eat more than we should, or we eat when we shouldn't, or we eat enormous amounts of foods more than it's comfortable in our body is because we're trying to make ourselves feel better through food. So it's a sign, it's a flag post, it's a signal that we're looking to relieve a negative emotion, and we have developed the habit of doing so through food, and frankly it could be worse. So start by dropping the guilt and dropping the shame and not making yourself run for it, because it happens, you're human, you have emotions, and you could have chosen a far worse way of coping with an unsettling emotion than eating too much food. And then you can look at it, you can address it, you can investigate it, and you can perhaps choose to do something about it if you are unhappy with this pattern. It's never too late to rewire your mind, let go of a habit that doesn't serve you, and create new healthier habits that make you feel better about yourself. So today I just want to help you distinguish the difference between what binging looks like and what overeating looks like. Now, generally speaking, overeating happens when, to begin with, you started eating because you were hungry. Whereas binging might happen when you are not even remotely hungry at all. Overeating looks something like maybe you're particularly hungry, maybe you let yourself get a bit too hungry, and you eat what you had intended to eat to satisfy a physiological need of your body, which was to satisfy your hunger, but you eat just a little bit too much so that you end up feeling uncomfortable, your stomach is a little bit too stretched, and you don't regret the entire meal, you just regret not stopping a little bit sooner so that you could have felt more comfortable with your meal, and so that your stomach didn't get stretched, so that you didn't feel too nauseous, too heavy, and too uncomfortable from eating too much. That's generally speaking what overeating looks like. Or maybe you're eating something really moreish, like a bowl of popcorn or a handful of nuts or chips, crisps, whatever it is, or any processed foods, which the moment you start eating them, they trigger certain physiological reactions because they are designed to not be eaten in moderation, and therefore you end up eating more than what you know is a comfortable portion, or a portion that would have made you feel happy, full, satisfied, or not overtly full, right? And so overeating can be caused by an emotion, such as you were so hungry that you were like, oh, I'm gonna make up for that, or just wanting to feel extra full, or eating something really moreish. It can be caused by the food itself that triggers the excess eating. And like I've always talked about in the past, there are certain foods that are designed to make you overeat them. Also, if you're tipsy, you might be tempted and inclined to overeat because alcohol numbs your start and stop centers in the brain, and it loses your inhibitions, and so you lose touch with yourself from alcohol. Or maybe you're just distracted, you're having conversations with friends, you're watching TV, this, that, the other, and before you know it, the food has disappeared and you've eaten just a bit too much, and you feel uncomfortable. And like I said, you don't regret the entirety of it, generally speaking, you just regret the excess amount that you've eaten. And that's what overeating tends to look like. And like I said, it's very common, it's very usual. You can overeat on healthy foods as well. And in fact, if you think that your diet is really spot on, but you're still struggling to lose some pounds, it could very well be that you're just eating a bit too much. Even though you're eating healthy, you're still taking in more calories than your body needs, for instance. That's one possibility. Binging is a different beast altogether. And I know it very well because I've done it myself, and so I know what it's like. And sometimes, well, very often, it actually has nothing to do with food. It might happen at times when you're not even hungry at all, and it feels like there's an urgency to binging, and there's a pull which is it's highly charged, and it's very emotional, and it feels like a physical feeling, but you know and you realize that it has nothing to do with that kind of very clear and very balanced feeling of being hungry and wanting food. It's something deeper than that, it's something stronger than that, and it's something way more emotional than that. It's 99% emotional. Then it might happen that you binge when you're actually hungry and supposed to have a meal, but generally speaking, you're not eating to satisfy your physiological hunger. You're eating solely and exclusively to satisfy an emotional void. So the desire behind the binge is fully emotional. Then you might link it with a meal and a physiological hunger, but you're not binging to satisfy the physiological hunger, you're binging to satisfy an emotional void and to make yourself feel better through food. And because it's so emotionally charged, it's almost like you want to lose yourself into that moment and into that experience, and you want to disconnect yourself from your reality. And it's still a way of you trying to nurture yourself and take care of yourself, but it's a very uncomfortable way, and it's not the most functional of ways. And at some point, sooner or later, you just won't get from it anything worth its while, and you will lose, and you'll become present with the fact that you actually lose more than what you get from it. Now let me clarify this. You might be binging on food, and the people around you might not have any idea whatsoever, right? I experienced what I now call a binge not that long ago, some weeks ago, which I know in my heart of heart that it was a binge. But if you look at what I ate and analyze it, nobody would have ever in a million years thought, and nobody would have ever labeled it anything bad at all. And I'm not saying that a binge needs to be labeled as bad, but the way it left me feel emotionally was very disempowering and disempowered, and very defeated, and perhaps worse off than when I even started eating the food. But I ate what many people label as very healthy food, what many people would label as, sure, a decadent amount, because it was a weekend and it was a takeaway, but nothing out of the ordinary. But I know from my heart, from how I felt going into the meal, and from how I felt leaving the meal, that it was a binge. But because my eating has gotten so much better through the years, and I'm now eating so healthy most of the time, it wasn't anything extraordinary. It was still a vegan Thai takeaway, and yes, somebody might have looked at it from the outside and thought, oh wow, you ate more than usual, but it was still just one portion plus some leftovers of my husband's dinner and a vegan appetizer. It wasn't anything extraordinary, but it was way more food than my body needed, and I went into that meal looking for something that wasn't just nourishment on the physiological level. And so I, firstly, when you binge, you generally don't even fully taste the food, and you're not very present with it. You're almost in an autopilot type thing. And you're going for quantity rather than quality, so you're literally wanting to feel full, and you're eating as much food as you possibly can, which of course in my case these days doesn't look like a ton of food, but it was still more than made me feel comfortable. And you're not left feeling nurtured and feeling like you've treated yourself and feeling like you've taken care of yourself. You're left feeling like, oh, I didn't take care of myself in that instance. I was out of whack, I was out of balance. And I did not enjoy the experience at all. There was nothing about that meal that I actually enjoyed. So it's not like I just ate a bit too much that tipped me over the edge, which is overeating. It's actually I blacked out and didn't really enjoy that meal. And I used food for other reasons than to nurture my physical body and fulfill my physiological hunger. And you can binge on just 4 cookies. It doesn't even have to be God knows what epic feast. Like I said, my dinner was pretty sensible and very healthy and well balanced. But I wasn't present with how I was eating. I wasn't present with the taste of food. I wasn't present with how much of it I was eating. I was numb. And therefore I ate more than my body felt comfortable doing, and I just finished the meal and I was feeling even worse off than when I began it. And that's never generally my experience with food nowadays. So that's how I know that I was disconnected and I wasn't present with myself at all. I hope this makes sense. Feel free to share your comments and thoughts. And if you have any questions on the subject, I want to be very open talking about these things, because there's nothing wrong. You shouldn't feel guilty. There's nothing to be ashamed of. And the more openly we talk about it, the more we make ourselves feel completely comfortable. And then if anything needs to change and you want to make any changes, you can. And in the workshop, I'll dive a little bit deeper and I'll talk a little bit more about how to distinguish the tools. I give more tools, how to distinguish the 2 instances and what you can do about it if you choose to prevent these instances from even happening. And obviously, needless to say, the most effective thing that you can do is to improve your eating overall, generally speaking, because then even if you do overeat and even if you do have an episode of a binge, you're still eating remarkably better foods, so therefore the repercussions continue to get lesser and lesser. But yeah, I look forward to hear from you on this, and stay tuned for more. And type yes if you want a free spot in the nutrition workshop, or click the link in comments to find out more about Whole Shift Wellness Plus. Ciao for now.